digital library, Web2 services, and finally the visualization of online social networks classification. Okay, so we have seen these two topics, web communities and email group. Okay, today we will see what is digital library and Web2 services. If time permits, we will see the last topic as well. Okay, yeah, am I audible, guys? Am I audible? Please give me a quick reply so that I can proceed. I will start with the digital library. We'll see what is actually co-authors, authors, citation, what is co-citation. All these things we'll see today. Yes, okay, thank you. So in this we have seen about web communities and email groups. This social network analysis started from the web communities, right? They even not even left the email groups as well. They didn't even leave the email conversation. They done the research, they done the analysis, how the emails are get communicated with each other. Okay, how frequently it gets communicated. Okay, what like why they are getting, why they, what is the need to analyze the email conversation? Like finding the spam, right? If more number of communication uh, generating more number of emails generating from a particular source, okay, you may analyze on the particular node why this much email has been generated from a particular node. Is this a kind of marketing or some spam is going on, some unwanted things is going on. Okay, so all these research has been done. Okay, then next to that they even done on the digital library. So what is digital library, right? We know that library, digital library is nothing but what kind of resource. Okay, you can access the resource through online. Okay, through online you can able to access the resource. That is what called, you call as a digital library. And particularly, see, the library can be what, either books, you know, what you call as electronic books. Okay, apart from these electronic books, apart from these books, they concentrated on the white papers. Here white papers nothing but the research articles. Here digital library is mostly mentioned here is on the research article. Okay, so there are many number of researches going on, several fields, right? Like agriculture, social, like medical, okay, cyber security. All these are research areas where the peoples are working on the particular topic and they are coming out with some innovation. Those innovation are published as a article, right? That it means that why you are publishing an article, no one should not claim your ownership, right? That is why you are publishing an article. Okay, or why you are doing patent, right? You know what is my patent? You are doing some innovation, right? You're doing some innovation. All these innovations are get patented. Okay, either it can be national level patent or international patent. Okay, tomorrow, no one should not claim that it is your work, it is our work, right? That is the reason you are getting patented. Okay, in that series, we are going to see about the research article, right? In this research article, okay, you might have seen many papers, while research article papers. On a previous class, I told about what are the publishers. Publishers are there: IEEE, Springer, Elsevier. These are the renowned publishers where they come up with the different types of transaction, nothing but different research areas. Okay, for example, you are doing a social network analytics research on a particular field, Twitter database. Okay, you are doing a research on Twitter data set. Okay, you are getting some insights. After doing some insights, you are coming up with some result on the data set. Next, what thing you will do? What is the thing you will do? You won't keep you won't leave it, right? After getting a result from the research, you are getting some result, doing some analysis. You won't leave as it is, right? Okay, what you will do? You will try to publish your work as a paper, as an article. That is called research article. Okay, here a group of members may involve in a research, right? Or you only alone can do a research, right? If more number of authors coming out with an article, that is called, and nothing but more than one author, that is called co-authorship. Here I mentioned here co-authorship. Co-authorship is nothing but a research article is published by more than one author, or you can only simply one author can also publish an article. They will come up with new idea or some result analysis. Okay, this I will tell co-citation. What is citation? I will come later. After completing this co-authorship, will come to co-citation. Yes. So let me go directly to the slide of co-authorship. So before that, I will show some of the articles, already published articles. So here now we are in the pilot phase of your project. You have started your final year project. Now it is mandatory to work on the research article. I mean nothing but the existing research article. If you are doing some research on IoT, right? You are going to do some IoT based project. Okay, you cannot go directly, right? You need some reference, you need some what help, some guidelines or guideship, how to proceed, right? For that there are many number of research articles already published in the world. Okay, what you will do, you will try to get those articles, those research papers. Okay, then you will study, go through the study, what is happening in the current scenario, what is going on in the IoT. Okay, IoT can be applied in either in medical or agriculture or even day-to-day activities. Okay, security purpose. You'll search for articles based upon your topic. Okay, I'll show some of the articles. Just I'll stop my screen share now. IEEE paper on Journal of Selected IEEE Journal of Selected topics in Applied Ear Observation and Remote Sensing. Okay, this is the title of the paper. Okay, and here is the author. The authors of this paper are these two authors, Massey and Farid. These two authors has published this paper, and there it is their designation. Okay, so here this is authorship. Okay, this is called co-authors. Here I can consider one of the author as a primary author. Any one of the other author as a primary author or corresponding author. Okay. So here more than one author, can we have even 10 members also in a paper. Okay, more than 10 members. For your final project, it will be what, three authors or 4 authors. Okay, you are the author now. Student is the author when he writes a paper. So here this is called co-author. These two persons, for example, these two authors has written a paper on this title. Okay, the same two authors is a possibility that they may write another article also. So we are going to analyze this now, right? Whether these two authors, or now I call it as a co-author. This co-authors has written another paper on what field they are writing, right? This is what a kind of analysis on the digital library. That's what I'm trying to say. I hope you understand. Okay, this is called co-authors. The same co-authors can write some other article on some research. Okay, or this first author may join with some other author instead of Farid, right? Okay, instead of Farid, he may join with me also. Massey will join with me, and we will write in one paper and publish an article. Okay, that is also possible. So why here? What is the analysis here? What is the analysis we are going to do on this digital library? That is what we are going to see now. I hope you understand. Let me go back to the slide. So digital library. digital libraries can be seen from two aspects: authors and writing. Okay, here what I said, co-author is any person who made a significant contribution. See, everyone cannot write an article, right? There will be some significant some contribution to the towards the research, right? If you are doing some work on AI, if you are doing some research on AI, there should be some significant contribution. Like it should not be existing one. Okay, if you cannot do the existing work, okay. So if you do the existing, then other people will claim on you that it is already published. Then how can you publish a paper on the same research? They may come and claim. So every article it is published, okay, will be an innovative one. Okay, there should not be any duplicate, should not occur. Okay, that is what the rules when you are publishing in journal article. So co-authors are the number of persons, okay, and co-authors share responsibility and accountability for the result. Yeah. So when you take that paper, right? So there you can see some what the results. For example, so this is the article they published. Okay, they are doing some research. Let me show the research result analysis. See, this is the result analysis. They are doing some what is it? Sample grayscale images from the training set and GAN generated grayscale samples. So this is the result they are finding out. They are doing some analysis and they are getting some result. So these results, who is the accountability? Those two authors, Massey and the Farad, or the accountable person, right? And they will do many result analysis. Like this is what figure 6, and this one shows about the example of grayscale images generated by the GAN and something else. They are coming with some innovation. That's it. They are doing some significant contribution towards their research. Okay. So that is what this meaning. So whoever the author or the co-author is responsible for the article. Okay. Even tomorrow I can come on claim of the particular article if the work is duplicated. Okay. Then other thing is that one on the aspect of authors, co-authorship can be mined. That's what I told. Can be mined. What is here mining here? I told no. The same two authors can publish some other article also. So now I'm going to mine the existing publication. What are the publications done by these two authors? Or one of the author may be combined with other author also. The second author may combine with the other author, or who is residing in somewhere else. Okay. So like that, what they will do, keep on mining the existing publication. So what is necessary here? What are the research you can do is nothing but mining of the existing publication. Each and every article is what publication here. Okay, then with the publication, with the visualization of co-authorship, some characteristics such as cluster coefficient and average path length can be analyzed in co-authorship network. See what finally I'm going to do. What I'm going to do finally, I'm going to visualize the co-authorship network, right? Okay, from the visualization, what I'm going to find out? I'm going to find out the cluster coefficient, and the average path length. Okay, for example, I can take, let me show an example. What is your cluster coefficient? Let me tell about cluster coefficient. I'm one of the user in the Twitter account. Okay, Twitter account or Facebook. Let me take as the Facebook account. One of the user in the Facebook account. A friend of mine. Okay, a friend of mine is also will be a friend of one of the other friend of mine. For example, let me show in a graphically. I'm drawing here. I hope otherwise let me show in the whiteboard. Let me show in the whiteboard. We understand. There are several users in the. There are several users in the network. For example, this is the network I consider. This is the network I consider. Okay. When you call it as a click, when you call this graph, or I can say it's a graph or click. Okay, sorry, graph or network. When I will call this network or graph as a click, when every person, every user have friendship with the other person, it means that it is connected, fully connected graph. See, all are connected, all are get connected, or else, or consider this. I am erasing here. Let me erase here. Okay. See, this is an example. Okay, this is an example of having a 4 users in the group. Okay, I can say this graph is a click. I've shown here click. Nothing but every user in the community is having a friendship with the other person in the community. That is what called click. Okay, it means that here. Okay, see, when I take this node 1, I'll take this as a node 1 and this as a node 2. Let me take this as a 3, 4. Okay, so here node 1 friends are 4, node 1 friend 2, 3 and 4. So node 1's friend are 2, 3 and 4. These are the friends of node 1. But if you keenly observe on this graph, the node 4, is also having friendship with whom? The node 2 and the node 3, right? Is also having friendship with the node 2 and 3. Okay, it means that the cluster coefficient increases if your friend's friend having networks. Okay, if 2 of your friends having network with each other, can you get me point? Can you? I hope you get my point. Yeah. If 2 of your friend, for example, 2 and 3, for example, 2 and 3, no, 2 and 3 is your friend of your friend of 1. But here, but if you don't know that 2 and 3 are friends of each other, they are mutually friends with each other. Okay, if the graph is like that, okay, it means that the cluster coefficient increases. It is high. The cluster coefficient is high in case of this kind of network. Or I'll draw in another way. Let me draw the same graph in different layout. See, this is the 4 users in the network. Okay. See, the friends of user 1 is what? 3 and 2. The friend of user 1 is 3 and 2, but also your friends also having mutual friendship with each other. Nothing but 2 and 3 is also having friendship with each other. Okay, if this happens like all over the network, I'll take another scenario. I'll take another scenario here. Let me take this example 4. User 4 is having friendship with user 3 and 2. But in addition to that, the friend of yours also having mutual relationship with each other. Again, 3 and 2 is having what? Friendship with each other. If this happens, if it increases, If all the networks looks like this, it means that the cluster coefficient increases. Okay, if the cluster coefficient is less, okay, it means that you are going towards the weak type. That will deal later, okay, when it comes to the particular topic. Okay, still we have to discuss on the clustering, what centrality measures. After the visualization, we are again going to see the centrality measures, all these things. Then we'll discuss deeply on this. As of now, I'll tell that um, if the cluster coefficient is high, it means that there is a strong tie between, or strong tie uh, is the what is there in the network. Okay, if the cluster coefficient is less in the network, okay, what is here I'm saying cluster coefficient, how we are telling that it's less high, there is a mathematical calculation. Okay, there is a formula is there, we apply on those formula, then you'll find some numerical value. Based upon the numerical value, you are telling that is a cluster coefficient is high or low. Okay, if it is going towards less, it's going towards low, it means that you are telling that it is what a weak type. If it is high, cluster coefficient is high, you would tell that all the ties, all the link in the network is having a strong relationship with each other. Okay, that is a different topic that we'll discuss. Okay, as of now, I want to tell about this clique and the cluster coefficient. I hope you understand what is cluster coefficient. Guys, can you give a reply? So, what you are going to visualize? You are going to visualize the cluster coefficient and the average path length. What is a path length? Nothing but, for example, I am going to publish an article. I am going to publish an article. I am working in Jain University. Okay, I'm going to give. I am going. My co-author of the paper is another university in the North India. Okay, we both will come up. He may be the friend of me. Okay, but he is working in North India, North Indian University. Okay, what we will do, we both will write an article, okay, and publish it. Okay, or how can, what is the thing is, after analyzing, you can come to know the length or average path length can be analyzed in the visualization of the co-authorship. And next is that see, this co-authorship network illustrated as a small world graph. Yes, how will you draw this with the connection of authors from different places in the world? Yeah, not only India, I may get connected with the other university in abroad also. Okay, because my research will be in the same area. Okay, who is working on the particular research in some other country. Okay, so we are the like-minded peoples. We come together and come out with a particular research. Okay, that's why different places in the world. And in 2005, what they did, social network analysis or co-authorship was in depth. Okay, during those time, it was very much intense. Intense of research is very high. What is the intense of research? Is nothing but co-authorship research. Co-authorship network research is high during those period. And also, how we are going to represent, again in terms of node edge representation only. Okay, that is called matrix representation, was used in the co-authorship network to help analyze different co-authorship pattern. So you are going to analyze the pattern. What is the pattern they are following in the publishing an article? Okay. See, not only this, I may work on particular artificial intelligence or engineering field. Okay, I will publish an article in engineering field. Then next year I may get interested in chemistry also. For example, I want to work on the purity of water. Okay, purity of what I will research on the purity of water. I may get tie up with the resource person or research person working on the chemical industry. Okay, then we will come up with an research and publish an article. That is also possible. See, these are some of the patterns that you can come to analyze through the co-authorship network. So what are the uses? That's what I told. Number of papers author write, right? This is very well we can come to know. If Massey and Farida, yes, if Massey and Farid has written more than 10 journals, 10 articles. Okay, so we can come to know that how many papers has been published by these articles. Not only the article, what is the research focus? Okay, in what area they are doing the research, that we can come to analyze. See, it won't. The research won't get stopped. Through that analysis, I can come to know where are these people are get connected also. Whether they get research funds from any of the organization and they are doing the research, right? If you want to do your research, what you will do, you will apply for some funds. Okay, research grant. You need to take this if you want to take the research in society, societal projects. You need some funds from the central government of India. So what you will do, you will apply some grant. You need I need a grant for to start a project, start a research project. So from this we can come know what are the research grants or get tied up. Okay, all these things we can come to know, and how many people they write with them. Yes. Okay, and what the typical distance between scientists is throughout the network. Yes. So based upon the distance also, I can come to a conclusion that how far they are interacting with each other. Okay, how patterns of collaboration. So varies over time, over a longitudinal time or over a period of time. What is their contribution in the research field? Okay, these are the uses. See, what is the necessary? See, all these things are we are studying under the visualization of online social network. It's a separate topic in your. So this also again theoretical based. Okay, the questions may come like this only. Discuss on visualizing the online social networks or social networks. You have to start with the web communities, then email group, then digital library. Become digital library comes means what? You have to tell about the co-authors and the co-citation, right? All these things will come. A digital library. Then comes your web 2, right? Web 2. Then that we will see later. See, this is an example of graph co-authorship network. Okay, it involves here each and everything is a field of study: material science, physics, biology. Okay, each and every node here is considered as a particular field, particular research field. Okay, here we are not mentioning the authors here. Keep in mind, this is not a kind of co-authorship network where it tells about each and every node is in what particular subject: mathematics, pharmacology, and these fields how they are interrelated. This pharmacology field is interrelated with the clinical medicine. Okay, how many papers? Okay, from pharmacology one author will may be there, and clinical medicine one author will be there, and both will come and write an article. Both of them will come and write an article. That's what is a scientometrics, different fields of study. Okay, this is an example. Just an example I want to show you, and this is an example, a real example or small example of the co-authorship network. See here, each and every node, see, is a red color. Okay, and here is a blue color, a light blue, and this is thick blue, and this is yellow. Okay, here each and everything is what? A node, nothing but the author. Nothing but the author. It means that I can understand that this, for example, let me take this community. For example, I have drawn here, I've divided this graph as a separate component. Okay, there are several components in the network that you know. Okay, I've taken this component alone where it consists of 4 authors. Now they are called the co-authors. They may write with they may come up with one article, right? So different types, on what basis they are writing. Why the colors are differentiated based upon the what different types of technique, agent based model, mathematical ecology, statistical physics, okay, structure of RNA. Like that, the nodes are differentiated and their shapes are differentiated. Nothing is there. Okay, so each and every node is what author, and the lines are nothing but the edges, nothing but the links. They are connected with each other. You can find also like here when you take this. There is a small distance between these two authors, and take this one somewhat the path length is high, the path length is high, then when compared with these two authors. Okay, this is what the pattern you are analyzing. Okay, the distance between the authors, how far they are. And the other thing is the other matrix representation I told, no, representation of matrix representation or node edge representation, right? This is an two graphs I have mentioned here. One is A, visualization of co-authorship. This is a different kind of visualization representation, and B, again the co-authorship representation, diagram B in matrix based representation. Right, these are all no need to draw the diagram in the exam, but you can draw this. You can draw this or this one, a small network. Right, you can a small network you can draw instead of drawing the whole thing. Draw some network. Yes. Up to this, fine, guys. So this paper is written by the co-authors Messi and Farid. If they want to write this paper, they have referred these many articles. These many articles they referred. How many articles? Keep on going. So until 34 articles, they referred 34 articles. Even they might have referred more than 34 also. Okay, may have referred 50 articles or 100 articles also. But whatever the article which is more relevant to this paper has been written here. Okay, so here they refer 34 articles. So this is what citation. Here I am citing the article. Which article? History of remote sensing and GIS. History of remote sensing and GIS is the title of the article which I referred, written by A. Khan. Okay, and that article is available in the directory, this directory, some website or some repository. It is available. So I am referring this. I have referred this article. I am giving an a kind of tribute to this particular author. So what I am doing, I am citing. I am doing the citation. Here you can understand. This is what citation. Okay. So like this, I am doing the citation for all the articles. I have cited 34 articles now for my research. It means that I have referred those peoples. That's why I'm giving a kind of tribute. So once if I give a tribute to this person, automatically their reputation increases. Why? Because for example, this paper, history of remote sensing and GIS article may be referred by 1,000 authors, may be cited by 1,000 authors. This is one of the author, is one of the paper cited, right? Like this, 1,000 papers may have cited this article, If you take some other article, and in the reference section, you can find this article in this citation. It means that A. Khan work is much important. Is A. Khan's work. This author work is very much important here. Here I think so. It is only one author. A single person has written. Okay. So his work is very much important, which is taken as a reference for all other articles, all other current research, So I am here citation nothing but this one. I am giving a reference. Okay, citing this paper. history of remote sensing and GIS. That's what here citation, right? Okay. Let me come to the co-citation. I hope you understand what is citation. Let me come to co-citation. Yes, here co-citation nothing but more than one citation, right? Let me take these two citations. Let me take 1 and 2. These two articles. Now I call this as a co-citation. If any other paper or research article do cite these two papers, these two co-cited paper, means that when you take I am writing an article, for example, I am writing an article, I will refer in my reference section this again to this papers. Okay, that is called co-citation. Okay. Can you understand, guys? What is, if you cannot able to understand the co-citation, I can explain again. Okay, so coming back to the slide, a citation refers to a source. Yes, obviously. The what is here citation? The papers under the reference section are called a citation. Okay. If you open this article, one more thing you have to remember. If you study this article, for example, this article is there. Retro remote sensing, generating images from ancient. Okay. If you are studying this article, you completed this article, right? You completed this article. Without only with this article, you cannot able to proceed further. You cannot able to proceed further of your research. Why? Because this author has referred 34 articles. That's what he mentioned here. See, here it is there. Let me zoom and show you. Here within the square bracket, it's nothing but 1. They mentioned 1. It means that in the first article, that is what A con in the reference section, it is the first article. In that first article, they told something. They told some work has been done that is referred by this paper. Okay, in a short, in an abstract view, they told in a 2 or 3 sentences about the abstract of the A. See, that's what it is given in square brackets. When you take some other thing, I'll show you. Here also true. It means that they are citing here. I have listed some of the papers in the reference section. I am citing those articles in my content, in my research article. Okay, where I have used those articles, where I have used those 34 articles. Okay, why? Because it is very helpful for my research. Okay, 2 like that. I'll show some other thing. 17. Okay, so this was citation. I have listed the reference. I am citing inside the content, right? So without this, only if I read this paper, I cannot able to proceed my research. That is 100% sure. Okay, why? Because this article has referred 34 papers. I have to go back again, refer to these 34 articles, because the source of this article is this 34 articles. The source for this article is the 34 articles. So the information where it comes from this 34 articles only. That's what it's mentioned in the slide. A citation is the reference to a source. It is the source, core information of my research work. Okay. And co-citation defined as the frequency with which 2 documents are cited together. That's what I told. Okay, if 2 documents or 2 research articles cited together by other documents. Right? I told him clearly this. That's what co-citation. Okay, even this analysis also done. Why this while doing the analysis, whether co-citation is occurring or not. if co-citation occurs, okay, then we have to give some, there should be some correlation between these two articles. There will be some correlation between those co-citation article. There must be. So we can get, apart from this, we can help to identify key literature for cross-disciplinary ideas as well. Yeah. So this is a visualization of the co-citation. See, document E, you take document E, is referring the document A as well as document B. For example, this is myself. Document E is my paper. I have referring the document A and B, document B. For example, it is your paper, one of the student paper, your class paper. He is also what referring the same document A and document B. Okay, this is what co-citation, and it is represented some other format, just a paper format. It's a kind of different tools they use. That's it. It's all about visualizing co-citation. So I'll start with the next class with the tools. What are the tools available for analyze the co-citation? Okay, circle view is there. What are the tools we'll discuss in the next class?